Welcome back to the Cricket Corner podcast, where we review the third day's play in the fourth and final test match between India and Australia, coming to you live from the Narendra Modi Stadium here in Ahmedabad. Well, everyone expected how today's day would go, and it did just like that. India were expected to bat for the whole entirety of 90 overs today, which they did as they try and get closer to the Australian first inning total. And India just grinded out, and at the end of day's play, they are 289 for 3 and still trail by 191 runs. Virat Kohli is out there in the middle along with Ravindra Jadeja. But it was Shubman Gill who spearheaded the Indian comeback after Australia ended up with 480 in their first innings. The opener scored yet another magnificent 100, and his century was the highlight of the day. Well, India had to bat today and to have any chance of, registering and trying to register a win in this fourth and final test match. But credit to Shubman Gill, he was absolutely brilliant today. 128 runs of 235 deliveries with 12 fours and a 6. He was sublime. I think his innings could be ranked alongside the likes of Usman Khawaja and Cameron Green's 100 from the first innings. It was absolutely well paced and it was magnificent to watch. Some of the shots he played, some of the iconic back foot punches and the short arm jabs which he plays were absolutely amazing to see. 128 runs of the highest caliber against, let's be honest, one of the best bowling attack India has ever seen visit them in the past few years. So, how did the day start for India? India batted for 10 overs during the end of day 2, and they carried on with an overnight score of 36 for no loss with Captain Rohit Sharma partnering Shubman Gill. Luckily for India, they didn't lose a wicket in those 10 overs towards the end of day 2. And the day started pretty well, India adding a few runs, but it was Captain Rohit Sharma who was the first one to be dismissed. He was picked up by Matthew Kuhneman. Kuhneman just pitching the ball a little short, the ball gripping into the surface, and Rohit Sharma just chipping it straight to short cover, where it was an easy catch for Manas Labuschagne. So India losing the first wicket for 74. And then came out Cheteshwar Pujara, and I think his partnership with Shubman Gill was the most important partnership for India as they cemented their place in this fourth test match. Because if someone the other like Gill or Pujara would have been dismissed, and it could have been a real trouble because the Indian middle order has been in questionable form in this Border Gavaskar series. But Pujara came out, and him along with Gill adding 113 runs for the second wicket partnership. Pujara scoring as he always does, slowly but steadily, supporting the batsman at the other end who could play his shots freely, and that's exactly what Shubman Gill did. Pujara adding 42 of 121 deliveries, a strike rate of just 34.7, but that's how you expect Cheteshwar Pujara to bat, and that's how he did. I think Cheteshwar Pujara has really been one of India's best batsmen in this series. There were question marks about his form going into the Border Gavaskar series, but I think he played like a 50-odd runs in the Nagpur test in the Indore test, and another valiant 42 coming into the fourth test match. But he was dismissed with the score of 187 for 2, and Australia might be thinking, 187 for 2, still around 300 odd runs to get for India. We could have a chance, but those chances were nullified by the emergence of Virat Kohli in form yet again. 59 not out for him, and he looked like the Virat Kohli of the past, barely troubled by any sorts of bowler, be it the pace of Mitchell Starc or the spin of Nathan Lyon. He was in total control today, and he partnered Shubman Gill quite well, and the pair adding yet another decent enough partnership to take India closer to Australia's total. Virat Kohli and Shubman Gill adding 58 runs for the third wicket. but he commended his, let's say, prodigy really well. And Virat Kohli is testing for his test match century as well for the first time in don't know how many years, because I don't remember when Kohli scored his last test 100. Was it before COVID, I guess? 2019, 2018. So yeah, a long time since Virat Kohli scored a test match century. He needs 41 runs more to get there. It was shame to see Shubman Gill get dismissed in the way he did. Nathan Lyon with an absolute peach of a delivery coming in and getting the wicket. Shubman Gill trying to play it on the back foot, but was trapped in front by a Nathan Lyon ball, and he picked up the all-important wicket, stopping Gill's innings on 128. So 245 was when Shubman Gill was dismissed, and Ravindra Jadeja decided to come up at number 5. Was it the reason? What was the reason behind Ravindra Jadeja coming ahead of the likes of Shreyas Iyer and Shrikar Parath? Like, I don't know whether he is now India's designated number 5, or did India just want a left-hand, right-hand combination to keep the Australian bowlers guessing? I don't know, but Ravindra Jadeja partnered Virat Kohli, and the pair are still there at the crease. As I mentioned, Virat Kohli is unbeaten on 59, and Ravindra Jadeja is there on 16 of 54 deliveries. He did score a 6 towards the end of the day's play. Ravindra Jadeja, and Virat Kohli has just got 5 boundaries. He's not hit a 6 yet, but that's Virat Kohli for you. He was playing all along the ground and running hard between the wickets like he usually does. He's there on 59. 3 wickets fell for the Indians. Rohit Sharma was dismissed by Kuhneman. Gill was dismissed by Nathan Lyon, and Cheteshwar Pujara was caught in front by Todd Murphy. So the 3 Australian spinners getting a wicket each. Mitchell Starc bowled his heart out, his absolute heart out. 17 overs, none for 74. He was expensive during his couple of his opening spells, but he really got back into rhythm towards the latter stages of the day. He had an economy of over 5.5 at one stage, but his current economy is like 4.3, so he's now decent. Cameron Green bowled just 10 overs, none for 45. Pick of the bowlers, I think, was Nathan Lyon. 37 overs he's bowled, and 1 for 75 for him. Kuhneman's just bowled 13 overs, but he picked up Rohit Sharma towards the early stages of the day. And Todd Murphy's bowled 22 overs for 1 for 45, and he's been quite brilliant as well. As always, he's been throughout the series. Like, his line and length, his control with the ball. He doesn't spin the ball a lot, but the line he bowls is really troubling for the likes of Virat Kohli, and even troubled Ravindra Jadeja on a couple of instances. So how is the day looking at the end of day 3? India have batted for 99 overs, and they have put on 289 for 3. They still trail Australia by 191 runs. So that is still a long way to go before India can even think about taking the lead. Australia did take the second new ball with 6 overs remaining. So the ball which the Aussies have is just 6 overs old. Sorry, just 5 overs old, not 6, 5 overs old. So it's relatively new ball. So you can expect Starc to begin the proceedings for the Aussies at the start of day 4. This is the first time a test match is heading into day 4 in this Border Gavaskar Trophy. So let's look at how India should pan out day 4, because it will be Virat Kohli and Jadeja who will be walking out with a score of 289. India need to score a little quicker tomorrow, may I say, than they did today. Like, the current run rate is around 2.9 runs an over. Well, it's good enough, but if you want Australia to bat tomorrow, then you need to get those runs a little quicker. They still trail by 191 runs, and they need to get them quickly before Australia come out to bat again. There's a real possibility that Australia will come out to bat tomorrow. However, not sure when exactly. Will India give them 5 or 6 overs towards the end of day's play with the batsmen tired after being on the field for nearly a day and a half or 2 days minimum? around 2 days. Will they give them like a 6 or 7 overs to bat and maybe try and get a wicket with a deteriorating pitch? You never know. But it all depends on how quickly India get those 91 runs plus some lead. Let's say if they go somewhere in the same run rate, like 2.9, 3.5 runs an over, somewhere in between that, you need like a session and a half, maybe 2 sessions to get those 191 runs. Then let's say you get a lead of 50 odd and you send Australia back. That could be really troubling as far as the Australian batsmen are concerned, because their primary motive would then be to survive day 4 and take their wicket on to day 5. I'm like 100% sure this test match is heading for day 5, because I don't see 3 innings being played on this pitch in 90 overs tomorrow. So that's something to look forward to tomorrow as well. But India will be happy with how the days played. Just 3 wickets lost. They still have Virat Kohli set on 59. I think his century would be really, really something which I would personally look forward to tomorrow morning, because it's been a while since we have Virat Kohli lifting his bat in whites of Test cricket. Ravindra Jadeja is still looking sharp as ever, and India still have a lot of batting to come. Shreyas Iyer, Shrikar Bharat, Akshar Patel and Ravichandran Ashwin still left to bat. So India can take a few risks here and there and try and get the scoreboard ticking in a quicker manner, but we shall see how the day goes on. I'm really happy with how India have played today, and they have really made a statement of intent. Thanks to Shubman Gill. Yet again, Shubman Gill, player of the day for me, 128, and really the star of the show. Was looking quite comfortable for the ground he will play for the Gujarat Titans in the IPL in a month's time. So that's the review of day 3 done. Just to remind the listeners, India 289 for 3, still trailed by 191 runs. Virat Kohli is out there in the middle on 59, and Ravindra Jadeja 16 not out. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you liked this day 3 review from the 4th test match in the Border Gavaskar Trophy. If you are listening this on YouTube, then make sure to give this a like and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are listening this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or somewhere, make sure you give me those wonderful, tasty 5-star ratings. This is me, Vatsal Vora, signing off. Ciao for now.